Eagle.
Welcome back to Sports Center. Brian Custer, Arda O'Cal here. Coach Hearn.
Oh, it's
Let's
good to
go.
be here with you, man.
Man, we got to dive into Week 17. And, you know, let's start in the AFC North because it was simple, really, for the Steelers. You win the North, you know? But I guess they have not won in Cleveland since 2022. Three straight years they've taken the L. Myles Garrett looked one sack away from the single-season record. Picking up in the third quarter, keep your eye there on Garrett and really to keep him away from getting a sack.
For sure. But, I mean, they kind of fell under the same line of thinking that the Packers did. You know, we'll just throw everything at them and see if we can muster effort to win without it.
Still as confident as ever that you get the record next week?
Absolutely. Why shouldn't I be?
What game fewer?
4 more quarters, 60 more minutes, wherever you want to draw it up, it'll get done.
Aaron Rodgers tried to do everything he could to get away from Myles Garrett, but your defense kept him out of the end zone. What can you say about their standout performance today at home?
The defense great. I know a couple of weeks they had something to prove, but I feel like they stamped it. They got back to who they were.
Congratulations, you just beat Aaron Rodgers.
My team, we all beat them.
Aaron, when you let go of an opportunity like that to clinch, how difficult is it to bounce back? You know you got one more shot.
I mean, it's not difficult. That's our job, you know, playing all 17.
And what gives you that confidence you guys are being able to right the ship next week?
Because we've done it all season. We've handled adversity well, and we had to play our best ball. Yeah, we did, other than today.
If you really love the sport and you really love the game, you got to be a competitor. You know, it could have been an easy way out today and get the win, and next week probably chilling or something. But now you got to come play football now. You know, season on the line. I'm a competitor, so I love it.
So it looks like Myles Garrett to have to wait till the regular season finale there to try to get that sack record. But again, for the Steelers, you win the North. Is there anything troubling about this performance?
Well, I said this earlier today, no DK Metcalf. So where are the explosive plays offensively? When he's out of the lineup, you know, all of a sudden the defense plays a little bit different. When he's in the lineup, you got to shift coverage toward him. But it was a game that when you think about the Cleveland Browns, they're a top 5 defense. People lose sight of that. And they got into a game where they played down to the competition, and the more the game lingered on, the more confidence Cleveland became, you know, with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So the Pittsburgh Steelers find themselves in a situation now that all of a sudden the last game is going to mean a whole lot to the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? And the Ravens.
Yes.
But you got to give Cleveland a lot of credit. Shedeur Sanders, you know, was he great? Played good enough.
Yeah.
And they just played good enough where you let them hang around. And you hate that as a coach. You're sitting there going, guys, let's go. All of a sudden it's the fourth quarter and this game is tight. Cleveland is gaining confidence as this thing goes on.
Shedeur Sanders is certainly a candidate at minimum for the play to win the game. But to your point earlier, this is now the 4th straight road loss for the Steelers in Cleveland. That's their longest such streak since 1993. I've always wanted to know, Coach, when there's a record like this lingering, okay, Myles Garrett he's never sacked Aaron Rodgers.
No.
He's sacked over 50 quarterbacks and Jamar Chase, but he's never sacked Aaron Rodgers. I'm just curious, when you're a coach of the opposing team and you have a record like that lingering, and I'm sure that professional athletes and coaches don't want the record to be broken against their team, but how much does that really factor into your preparation?
It doesn't factor so much to you as a coach, but to the players it does. So if you're an offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're saying we cannot let him break the record on us. They're a prideful group. You know, you're dealing with one of the best players in football, Myles Garrett. That offensive line said, hey, we ain't going to let this guy break the record on us. Maybe next week, but not this week, right? And Aaron Rodgers understood it, too. They did some things in the passing game, got rid of the ball quickly when they knew that he was going to, on the end, where they try to block him with one guy. This is a bad loss for Pittsburgh. It really is. I mean, look, they're still going to go to the playoffs, still have a chance to win the division, but this is a bad loss. And I can just think of Mike Tomlin telling these guys, we're playing Cleveland. Come on, we got to get going, you know. And Pittsburgh was on this little winning streak, and all of a sudden now they lose to Cleveland.
So a bad loss for the Steelers, a great win for the Ravens. Now, last night on SportsCenter, we had Derrick Henry on after his monster game. He had one of his typical King Henry terrific games. And this is what he said about how he would watch this Steelers game today. Have a listen.
pray before we leave that, the good Lord just give us a chance. Wake up tomorrow in the morning, pray again before the game comes on. The good Lord give us a chance, and then let it all unfold, man. It's out of our control.
The final playoff spot in the AFC will be decided next week with the winner of the Ravens and Steelers taking the division crown. ESPN Analytics favors the Ravens in the game, despite being on the road. In the event of a tie, Pittsburgh would win.
This is going to be an interesting game, only for the simple fact that you're hoping Lamar Jackson to be back, right?
Yes.
Didn't play again today because of the back contusion. Size up this matchup for me. These are two rivals, two teams who really don't like each other. It seems like Baltimore remembered they've got Derrick Henry and run Derrick Henry. How do you see this game, especially with so much on the line for next week?
Their strength right now is Derrick Henry. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, you can control the game with Derrick Henry. You can keep Aaron Rodgers and that offense on the sideline, and that's what you want to do, right, with Henry. The way he played last week, he's telling you right now, just give me the ball. I need to touch it 30 times. And I think that's going to be the mindset of the Ravens when they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is why you went out and got Aaron Rodgers for games like this. Aaron Rodgers understands how important this game is. The problem is the big play guy, DK Metcalf, he's not playing. He's in the stands watching the game. That incident that happened,
yes, huge.
If they lose 2 in a row, just think about what they're going to say. You lose a guy, he gets into it with a fan, and that hurt us now. So this is a big game for both parties, and it's going to be fun to watch this game. This is going to be a tackle football game that you don't even want to leave for the commercials. You're going to sit there and watch.
No, glued to our chairs,
big time football
glued
game.
to the screens.
Yes.
This is what we live for,
Yeah,
right? Win in your in situations. Cannot wait for week 18, but we got more to talk about in week 17. Why don't we take a look? Next up, the Jags and the Colts. The Colts out of playoff contention. The Jaguars in. Take you midway through the third quarter. 63 passing yards. Jacksonville would kick a field goal and win 23-17. Here's Lawrence after the game.
Obviously, it's a long season to play, and you never know exactly how it's going to play out, but we have all the confidence in the world in our locker room that it should be us. So we got to go and finish the job next week. We need our fans to come out and support and make it a great atmosphere, tough atmosphere to play in for Tennessee. And obviously, it's a huge game, division game against the Titans to win the AFC South. I mean, it's huge. So we know what we got to do, and we got to have a great week of prep and put a good plan together. I'll just say we have all the confidence in ourselves that when we play well and we execute, we can beat anybody. So, and that's all you can ask for. Who cares? Who thinks who's the best team? This, that. We'll get to prove it. Come next week, first of all, and then in the playoffs. We'll all get our shot at one another, and you keep winning, you keep playing. So, don't really have an answer for that, but I know we have a lot of confidence in our locker room.
Well, Liam Cohen has fully turned around this Jaguars team that won just 4 games last season. 12 wins are tied for the second most in franchise history as the Jags are in the driver's seat in the AFC South heading into Week 18. All right, Coach, the Jags currently have a 7.5% chance for the #1 seed. Trevor Lawrence keeps helping the Jags get in the win column. He was terrific against the Blitz in this game, in the victory, 7 in a row for them. How did they get it done this time around?
Well, we always say coaching matters. With the coaching change, this is his 3rd head coach, I do believe. And all of a sudden, this has been a great relationship between quarterback and head coach. He's always had talent. But the last couple seasons, you look at this team and go, what's wrong with these guys, right? And all of a sudden, they've won with 13 games all of a sudden. And they're a team now that's ascending. And every time they win a game, they became more confident. They're going to be a hard out in the playoffs. This quarterback can throw it anywhere on the field. They have a good running attack. The defense is playing complementary football with their offense. When you have confidence going into the playoffs, it's hard to beat. And this team hadn't seen the playoffs in a while. So they're hungry to get into the playoffs.
You look at the division and you look at Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. There's some weeks he looks fantastic. Then there's some weeks where, like even today, it was somewhat of a struggle. Are you beginning to build trust into Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, and what helps him is this. When you have a defense that can go out and get some stops for you, you don't feel like I got to score 30 points every week, right? And that's going to happen. That's why right now, this time in the season, 2 things travel well and help you get in the playoffs. A run game
defense.
And good defense. The weather changes. Most teams play outdoors. That travels. You can run the ball, play good defense, you got a shot.
To your point about the playoffs, this will be their second playoff appearance in 8 seasons for the Jacksonville Jaguars. 2 teams that will not be seeing the postseason. How about that for a transition?
No.
The Cardinals and the Bengals.
You feel sorry for that quarterback
mean.
right there,
Right, that
Joe
was really
Burrow.
mean, man. That was 7-2-14, your final. Bengals season, obviously a disappointing one, but there is a silver lining that when Joe Burrow was healthy, that's really the story of the season for them. The team's actually pretty good. They're 5-2 with Burrow starting, averaging 28 points per game. However, they went 1-8 without him.
Wow. Well, there's a reason why they're starting quarterbacks. Right?
How about this? The Saints and the Titans.
How about this? He got in, but ball was behind him.
4th and goal. Allen. Touchdown.
Oh, boy.
Bills now trail 13-12. So they're going to go for 2. Jacour. End zone. No.
Not answered. Wow.
Oh, man. The Eagles hold on and win this thing 13-12. Wow.
And the block kick after.
Yeah, that block kick, right?
That huge. And this that win is huge only for the simple fact, hey, if you are the Buffalo Bills, you're still in contention for the division title, still in contention to get a higher seed, but now New England's the division title winner. Hey, and if you're the Eagles, now you're looking at that number 2 seed in there. Talk to me about the loss here for the Bills, because we even saw this. You know, Josh Allen hurt the foot again earlier in that 3rd quarter.
Yes, and this is a tough loss in the sense they played at home, you know, and really played the Eagles close enough to where they had a chance to win. Eagles, on the flip side of it, started out fast, second half, not so much. So the offense bogged down for Philadelphia, but they still found a way to win. Josh Allen is a one-man band, to be quite honest. They got a good running attack, but nobody scares you on offense. Shakur's the receiver. You know, they got the runner in Cooks, but really when they break the huddle, you're not in fear. You're in fear of one guy, Josh Allen. Josh Allen can beat us.
It's almost as if they missed on Keon Coleman. Because you thought he was going to be your alpha guy, and he's not the guy. You said going into this game, you're looking at in the postseason, you're saying, no Patrick Mahomes. Nope. Maybe no Lamar Jackson.
Correct.
Maybe
is there
obviously
a path?
no Joe Burrow. All these guys that have knocked you out in the past, if you're Josh Allen, this should be the year for you. But the defense doesn't look right. The offense is.
They have to surround him with more talent. I mean, big time talent. All these guys are talented in the NFL.
Right.
But some star players on offense. They need a big time receiver on offense to help them out.
You have said on this show a lot that Josh Allen has to put the cape on.
Yes, Superman.
Ironically, they were literally wearing red today while playing the game. Now, I want to ask an Eagles question. So they are 2-0 this season when scoring 13 or fewer points. It was a tightly contested game. But what was your big takeaway from the Eagles in this one?
That the Eagles defense slowed down Josh Allen. They knew the only way they're going to lose this game, you cannot let Josh Allen beat us on the unannounced play. They rushed him good. They kept him in the pocket for the most part. Didn't let him go out and extend plays with his leg, because this is what Josh Allen does. This is how he beats you in the open field when he takes off and runs. You know, you don't draw that up. There's no defensive play to stop that. You're going, okay, if he just runs, we got to try to tackle a guy. So they did a good job. It was a tight game. Philadelphia goes on the road, beats the Buffalo Bills. This is a good win for Philly.
Yeah, the win is their 11th for the Eagles. 4th straight season that they've reached that milestone, joining their opponent, the Bills, as the only teams in the NFL with 11 wins in each of the last 4 seasons. Main concern when you look at the Eagles going forward, especially with the postseason round.
If they don't get a pass rush, they're vulnerable at times in the back end of their defense, secondary-wise. Right?
Yeah.
If they don't play balanced football on offense, Barkley, A.J. Brown, those are the type of things that get Philly. This when you watch their offense, it's like the potholes in Philadelphia. It's kind of clunky at times. You know, they go for a while, oh, they're going good, and then all of a sudden, the quarter, they disappear. They go 3 and out, and they punt. You say, what's wrong with this offense? It's clunky. It's never in flow. It got clunky today. They get an early lead, and then that's it.
Because of that loss for the Bills, New England Division champs.
Oh, boy.
New England.
How did they do today? Let's
They
find
did
out.
good. They did good.
They took on the sorry, coach.
Well, yeah, well, you guys, I'm not there anymore.
Sorry, coach. Unbelievable.
A lot of time there in the pocket. That's this Jet team. You know, they're going to have to do a lot of things on the offseason for Aaron Glenn to get this thing fixed.
Patriots win.
Your first snaps here last year.
Yeah.
Can you just reflect on the player you are now, the franchise, the team this is now, even when you think back to that night?
Yeah, I was thinking that in the fourth quarter. I remember my first action last year. It's pretty funny looking back. The stadium was pumped for that Thursday night game, and it's kind of a full circle moment, just of how far we've come and kind of the flip side of things. This year compared to last, and how much fun we're having out there, and even had some fun last year when I was got my first action. It was still pretty fun.
Do you feel like you were watching the MVP of the league today?
Oh well, I certainly. They don't give me a vote, but I would. There's nobody else that we want as our quarterback or that I want as our quarterback. And so to be able to do that, and as the plays go through the progression, somebody asked me this week about progression and different things. I said just throw to the guy that's open as soon as you work through your progression, and I think he did that. And some really good designs, but also some great execution.
It's easy to forget these Patriots won just 4 games in each of the last 2 seasons. The 9-win increase from last season to this season is the largest in Patriots history, breaking a tie with the 1976 campaign where they went from 3-11 to 11-3. That was a great question there. Did you feel like you watched the MVP play today? I just want to read one stat here, Coach. First player in NFL history, Drake May, with multiple games, with 90% completion rate and multiple pass touchdowns in one season. They now have a clear path to the division. Based on this performance, how likely do you think that is?
Well, he's going to get a lot of votes. I don't know if it's a slam dunk yet.
For the MVP, you're saying,
yeah. Matthew Stafford is playing pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some guys, but this New England team is back to the Patriot way. And they went out and got Coach Vrabel, and obviously he understands it. He was a part of it. This team, they're not flashy, but all of a sudden they've won a bunch of football games.
Right, Brian, we need less people in the NFL script writing room from Boston is what needs.
You're right about that. He made a great point. 4-13 under Rob Mayo last year. 4-13 the year before under Bill Belichick.
Yes.
You got Mike Vrabel in this year, and you say this all the time. Coaching matters. Give me the biggest thing that you've seen that Mike Vrabel's done that maybe you didn't see out of New England the past couple of seasons.
Well, I think there's a sense of toughness. Now, he has a young quarterback that actually went through that freshman year before he arrived. So he got beat up. He got into next year. So the quarterback had already gone through a season of getting beat up. So that helps too. He's not a rookie quarterback anymore, right? But I just think the way they put this whole thing together, they're not flashy. They play complementary football. They're going to play good offense. They're going to play good defense. Special teams has always been a part of it, right? Yeah. So they're a team that the more they won games, the more confident they became. Look at the division they're in. Who's going to challenge them? Jets? No. Miami Dolphins? No. I mean, Buffalo Bills? Yes. That's the team that can challenge them. But they beat Buffalo. So Buffalo's looking up at New England right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking about that team, Buffalo, let's take you new on SportsCenter to their quarterback, Josh Allen.
Yeah, I just missed. Wrong left. Been better ball.
You guys have a little extra time to decide to go for 2. Just what were those conversations like when you were getting ready for that play?
Just getting to a play that we like. Again, it was there, and I got to make it.
Any questions your foot impact you?
0.
You guys offensively, good defense. What took you guys a while to start putting together drives that give you a chance to score points?
Gotta be better at the details. Couldn't tell you exactly. Gotta go in and watch this and learn from it.
The reality hit you that they're not going to win the division now, first time in a long time?
Yeah. That sucks, not giving ourselves a chance. We're still in the playoffs, and that's the main thing.
How are you feeling in terms of your foot or ankle or anything? Did it get aggravated because of the...
I'm good.
Josh, you had a big chunk run in the first quarter off the QB draw. It seems like y'all kind of went away with that, especially like on 3rd and 1. Like, did that ever occur, like to try to get that going with you?
It occurred, but just trying to fill out the game and, just running what's called.
How much does, like, bubble screens take away an element of your game?
What do you mean?
Like, if you're throwing the ball laterally, it don't give you a chance to really stand the field, work repeat progression, and make a clear-cut decision from the pocket.
Those have been really good for us. So I don't think it takes anything away from us. It adds another element that people have to think about.
Josh, you say this today, and you've said it before, with running what's called. Is what's being called good enough?
Absolutely. We have to execute.
What did Brandon Cooks give you yesterday?
Gave us some juice, some downfield passing game. Made a really good catch there in that fourth quarter. We're going to need more of that moving forward.
What did Philadelphia do, defensively that kept you guys out of rhythm all game?
Well, they got a good front. They got a good defense. That's the defending Super Bowl champs for a reason. They had a good plan. They get paid on that side of the football too. So, again, it just comes down to us executing, making one more play than they did, and obviously we saw that we didn't make that last play. I didn't make that last play. So, yeah.
We can see the frustration, obviously, but the belief in your coaching staff to go for it. What does that mean to you in understanding, obviously, you guys still have games to be played?
Yeah, it means a lot. Again, we can learn a lot from this experience. Would rather won and learn from that too, but again, I got to make a play.
Buffalo's loss means the Patriots are once again the AFC East champions. It snaps a 5-season streak with the Bills on top of the division, which was the longest streak in franchise history. So you talked about the defense, Coach. They didn't get points, the Bills, until late in the, 5 and change left in the fourth quarter. And clearly you could see he was at least a little bit frustrated in those comments there.
Look, he puts his cape on every week. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a Josh Allen fan. If you're a football person that likes watching football, I love watching this guy compete. He lifts this whole team up the way he plays. But he needs some help. You can almost see it in his face. He's like, I've been carrying this team for a while now.
Yeah, right.
He needs a little help.
Right.
And I'm not saying they're not trying to get him any help, but he's a one-man band. He has to do everything. Throw it, run it. He does everything. He doesn't play defense,
right,
but he plays offense, and he does everything you can ask a guy to do. And I think this team is a team that they need a few more big-time players on offense to help him out. They got a great runner. They need a couple more guys.
I thought some of the questions they asked him were misdirected because they were saying, do you still have confidence in the plays that are being called and the coaching staff? It should have been like in the players around you on offense because, as you said, those guys aren't making plays.
They act like this was a losing team.
Right.
These guys have won the division numerous times already. Now New England all of a sudden pops up. And everybody's going, is this the New England we saw back in the Bill Belichick days? We're going to find out.
Yes.
But now the Bills and that organization is looking, wait a minute, we're not winning this division all the time anymore. New England all of a sudden is challenged us. So it's going to be interesting on the offseason.
And to your point about Josh Allen, though, you just said it, they still won the division.
Yes.
They still had this incredible streak with him under center.
Yes.
They're still going to the playoffs. And we just talked about all the quarterbacks that stopped them in years past that are not going to be there now. So it's almost like, how much optimism should the Bills have going into the postseason with all of that factored in?
Well, I think they should because they have a quarterback that a lot of people wish you had him. Now, what do you do to help him?
Right.
And that's up to the coaching staff, to the draft department, all those parties involved in it. And they know that. They got to look out, they missed on a couple guys, right? And that doesn't help you when you miss on a couple guys, right? Sure. Especially high picks. They didn't miss on the quarterback, though. Yeah. They didn't miss on the runner. That's for sure on offense. So they got to do some things to help this offense. And when this offense gets some guys outside on the perimeter that can make big plays, they're going to be different.
Let's talk about a team unlike the Bills. Got a good defense. Got some big-time players on offense. How about the Seattle Seahawks? Facing Bryce Young and the Panthers. Picking up third quarter. Panthers down 10, 27-10.
The Seahawks currently have a 56% chance for that number 1 seed in the NFC. Coach, is this the best team in the NFC? And if so, why?
I don't know that. I'm not ready to say that.
I
Based
think off of the quarterback,
Just based off the division they're in.
Okay.
San Francisco plays tonight. They play the Bears.
Yep.
If they win, okay, then check the box.
Yeah.
San Francisco. You know, we talk about the Rams.
They played
Rams
them
are
all
pretty
night.
good too.
Yeah, they played them all
So
night.
this is a division where maybe I don't know who the best team is right now. I know who the best quarterback is, right? If you had to pick quarterbacks, you're taking Sam Darnold or you're taking Matthew Stafford?
I'm taking Matthew Stafford.
I'm pretty sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Are you taking Sam Darnold or are you taking Brock Purdy?
I'm taking Brock Purdy the way he's
See,
playing
well,
right now.
I'm saying, right? So it's just interesting.
Yes.
It's just, when you boil it all down. So we will see. They're a playoff team. There's no doubt about it. San Francisco plays the Bears. If they beat the Bears, then they play, the last game of the season against Seattle. That's a big game all of a sudden, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Okay, so that's the Seahawks part of the equation. You know what's entertaining? Chaos. Maximum chaos. The Panthers lost.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Now, if the Bucks lose here, then we're setting up for one heck of a Week 18, aren't we? Bucks, Dolphins. Miami well out of the playoffs.
Not to the Dolphins, are they?
Sorry, Kickball Dad.
With the backup
I
quarterback
apologize
Ewers
to say
playing?
that. Quinn Ewers throws
Miami.
for the 63-yard touchdown. What were you saying there about Quinn Ewers?
How about that?
Okay, then. Bucks down by 10. Baker Mayfield looking downfield.
Wow.
Bradley Chubb sacks Mayfield, causing a fumble. Quentin Bell recovers it. And the Bucks would lose 20-17.
Wow. How about that?
I think we got to erase that from our heads because we have to get ourselves together before we worry about anybody else, Carolina or anybody else. We just shooting ourselves in the foot at every chance. That starts with me. I got to coach them better. They got to play it better, and then we got to figure out how we can stop making our mistakes to move on. So if we play and do the things we did today, next week, we won't be going anywhere.
This is our last chance, and it's blatantly obvious. There's no more regular season games on the schedule. We have this one back at home, and it comes down to execution. X's and O's. It felt like we had a good plan going into it, and players have to deliver.
We just need to put it together and play, and that takes work, and we work hard. We do it right in practice. Can't explain it in the game, but we definitely, as coaches and as players, got to look ourselves in the mirror, and we just need to work on the Bucks. Whatever Carolina does, they do. We got to work on the Bucks and stay working on the Bucks, and we got to figure that part out.
Baker Mayfield said it there. This is our last chance. Yes. Yeah, but you didn't need this many chances in the first place. Oh. It's another week, another Tampa Bay loss. The Bucks are 1-7 since their bye week, heading into a pivotal Week 18 matchup against the Panthers with zero momentum. Even the one win was only by 3 points, and it was at home against the Cardinals. All right, so Bucks have lost 4 in a row, 7 of their last 8. Most in an 8-game span since 2018. Simple question, Coach. Why have they been this bad?
It seems like they wait around for Baker Mayfield to bail them out. And he did a lot of that last year.
It did a lot of that at the beginning of the season.
Yes,
They won all those games
bailing them out. And now Baker Mayfield, he's a good quarterback, but it's not the same guy he was last year. Threw over 40 touchdown passes last year. He was unbelievable. And always in the last drive, he'd have the ball, he'd find a way to win. All of a sudden, this team, I don't know if they got comfortable or just said, this is our division to lose. We're going to win this division again. Not so fast. And now they've lost one-score games. Football's a funny deal. It really is. You win a lot of games by one score, you don't think about it. Either way, we won. But now all of a sudden you're losing games by one score. And you gotta look at yourself. Why are we keep losing these games? They're trying to figure it out, but they're in a free fall right now.
On a free fall, first quarter of the season, everyone was saying Baker Mayfield MVP.
Yes.
And these guys were winning every game close, especially in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. So this sets up a Panthers versus Bucks Week 18, potentially for the division, for the playoffs. In your opinion, who do you think going to win the game?
I don't know. I really don't. I have no idea. I'm going to sit here and watch it for sure, but I don't know. If you're Todd Bowles, because he's a defensive-minded head coach, he's a little bit disappointed in his defense. Because most guys on that side of the ball, wherever you coach, you put more stress on those guys than on the other side. And Todd Bowles is looking at this football team right now going, hey, guys, we got to win a game again. If we got to win it, we got to know what it feels to win a game. We can't keep losing these games.
Talking about teams that keep losing games.
Boy.
It was the battle for the #1 pick.
Oh, boy.
The Raiders and the Giants.
Here we go.
Let's go, baby.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at this one. And we pick it up midway through the second quarter. Giants up 7-0. From the Raiders 12, Jackson Dart You know what? He's going to do what he does.
Yeah.
Takes a hit, but it's a touchdown. Giants, there you go. Do your thing, Jackson Dart. It's 14-3. Let's get to the final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Raiders kicking in. Deontay Banks receiving. Deontay Banks has got some blockers.
Wow.
Deontay Banks has got a house called 95 yards.
How about that? I mean, they didn't pull his flag.
They did not.
If it was flag football, they didn't come close to pull the flag.
No. 34-10. The Giants get a win.
That have been scarce for the Giants this season, but a win this big has evaded New York for even longer. The 24-point win is the largest by the Giants over the last 3 seasons and the largest on the road since 2018.
So that looks as if now the Raiders will get the #1 pick. If you're Pete Carroll and you're the Raiders, what are you looking at at #1?
You're going to get a quarterback. Right? And look, and both these teams were sitting in the same situation. And a lot of people, speculate, well, are they worried about, the draft choice?
Yeah.
Players don't care.
Yeah.
Coaches don't care. You're trying to win a game. You're not going to throw the game and go, hey, man, we want the first pick. No, you want to win a game. You know how long that season is and what it feels like to win a game? There's nothing like winning a football game when you come in that locker room and see the coaches and the players. When you lose and you keep losing, it's horrible. And so I don't want anyone to think that, hey, the team's trying to throw it because they want the first pick. Whoever gets the first pick is going to get the first pick. We know this. The Raiders need a quarterback. They're probably going to pick a quarterback.
There's some pretty good quarterbacks in college right now.
They're going to pick a quarterback.
Do you think it's Mendoza? They go out there and pick from Indiana?
I think he might be the best one on the board. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're also going to have to wait and see who played to win the game, because that's on the other side of the break when SportsCenter continues breaking down everything Week 17. I still think it's Shedeur, but we'll see.
That's the key. Hello. That's the key.
That's the jingle I always people do. Because when you say hello, people go, ooh.
Right, exactly.
That's the jingle.
Arno, Cal, Brian Custer, Coach Hearn here with us. It is the weekly tradition, Coach. Who played to win the game?
Not even close. Shedeur Sanders. He played phenomenal, and he's been saying it all night. I mean, they played the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Mike Tomlin against rookie quarterbacks. His record is 27-6. Wow. 27-6 against rookie quarterbacks. And Shedeur played his tail off today. He's having fun. I mean, was he perfect? No, but he made a couple throws that were really nice. That one right there, the back shoulder throw, and the Cleveland Browns defense was outstanding. And I love the kid's demeanor. He's always smiling. It's always about the team. It's never about him. I mean, he's got a lot of his father's traits as far as competing. He loves to compete.
Yeah, and he helped defeat a team that was hunting for a playoff spot or securing one anyway. It's nice of you to pick Shedeur, though. It's almost like you were giving him a gift, because he talked about gifts after the game. Of course, we know that his house was robbed in November. He lost like $200,000 in property stolen. But here's what he said about the holiday season. Have a listen to this.
I really love gifts. I don't think for Christmas I got much. So if anybody out there want to send me gifts, I'll post my P.O. box online, and just please send clothes, anything, jewelry, bags. I got robbed.
Clothes, awards on SportsCenter, whatever it is.
He's a great kid. I mean,
great personality, right?
No doubt. I've known this as a little guy.
Wow.
I mean, he used to hang around at the Under Armour games when Dion and myself were coaching those games, and I just watched him grow up, and he's fantastic.
Do you think Cleveland has found their quarterback? Because you got Shedeur, you got Dylan Gabriel, you got Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, $81.7 million against their cap and not playing.
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what they're thinking, right? They went into this season with 5 quarterbacks. So I don't know what they're thinking. It'll be interesting in the offseason if they decide our quarterback's in-house. If not, then what do they do? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Bring in another quarterback?
The mentality is right, though.
Yeah.
Good thing for Cleveland, they do have a defense. Speaking of defense, it was defense that got the job done for Philadelphia. They get the 1-point win over the Buffalo Bills, 13-12. Speaking of the Eagles, here is Jalen Carter talking now, and it's new on SportsCenter.
In special teams.
Yeah, shout out to special team coaches, Joe Peasy and them. This is something we go over every day. We just know we could do it. We've done it before. and we just go out there every chance we get on field goal block to try to get a block on there.
Did you do anything special on that play because of something you saw on film, or just
use all my strength?
Yeah. Okay.
With the help of this big guy right here. You know, when you see me, JD, and then you see BY, some big guys right there. So I know you got to be a little nervous on the other side. And plus, we blocked field goals before, so we're known for blocking field goals a little bit, and that got to bring a little pressure to the field goal team that's going against us. But yeah, we got a good little push. I got a little push on the inside. JD helped with the outside, and got my left hand up and blocked.
How did the shoulders feel today?
Yeah, I got you. Oh, they feel good. Yeah, like way better than before. Just that shot really did his thing. You know, a little stuff right there, but I felt good the whole game. Yes, sir.
When you played against the Rams, you said you were watching the kicker and you started figuring out his trajectory. You didn't get a chance to do that this game. How did you know?
That was just one time where we was done with our D-line work and we were just chilling. I think me and JD took a lap around the field and we was watching the kicker and seeing low and then high and then depending on where he was at. So that is something I look at slightly, you know, and just go from there, you know. We'll tell the guys, D-line who's with me, what I seen on
before the game, and
that's what we do.
There was some research into it.
I ain't seen nothing today. What'd you say?
There was some research into it.
Oh, yeah, a little bit, you know, a little smarts.
What'd you see in the two-point conversion? Huh? The two-point conversion attempt at the end, what'd you see?
The old lineman at the end? Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's my dog, man. You know, it was a good matchup. Knew how we was going to play it all day. I knew I had a lot of run blocks against him, and just good talk with him.
On your sack, how you kind of like tossed him out of the way at the end. Is that something you could have done before your shoulder, cleaning that up? I mean, did you feel like the strength was back there?
I got there pretty fast, and I was like kind of shocked, but I had to make sure I didn't miss that tackle. So I kind of stayed up and just went to the side just in case he ducked real low and he was able to stay up and I could just turn around and go back and get him again. But yeah, that's just how it went.
Is that something you kind of know facing a big quarterback like Allen that you're going to have
All right, great comments there. This was Nick Sirianni's 65th career win as a head coach, which breaks a tie with Paul Brown for second most in a coach's first 5 seasons. Now, only George Seifert has more with his 68 win in his first 5 seasons with the 49ers. What can you say about Nick Sirianni? I mean, he's a Super Bowl champion. He's been great with this franchise. But what can you say about him this season?
I think he's doing a fabulous job, especially in Philadelphia. I know that market pretty well. Those fans can be hard at times, but they're great fans. They really are. They're really passionate about their teams, and they love the Philadelphia Eagles. And I just think, you know, when you watch this football team at times, you even for myself, I watch them and I scratch my head. What are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, but they find a way to win. And now it's heading into the playoffs. They're starting to generate some things defensively. That line they can control the game, and they did today. I mean, that's the key. If that defensive line could get off like it gets off against the Buffalo Bills, they got a chance.
All right, we're going to take you right now, new on SportsCenter. Let's hear comments from Saquon Barkley.
They did a great job. Got to give credit to them. Have a great coach over there. Got great players. We got to do a better job on offense. At the end of the day, it really comes down to us being detailed out. But most importantly, we got to win in a tough environment against a really good team, and felt like a playoff atmosphere. So it's cool to get that before the playoffs start. So
What change that do to you, for the team's mindset moving forward? What does a win like that do to you heading to the playoffs?
I mean, we got next week also too, but it's big going against a team like that. What we want to accomplish, what we want to do, that's probably a team we can see again. So to be able to come out and get the job done, and defense playing lights out. We know offense, there's always room for improvement, no matter if we score 40 or we score 13. But always can build off of games like this. It's something that we're definitely going to do.
What does it say about this Eagles defense to start fast on offense, score those 13 points, and for them to shut it down in the second half?
Dogs. Our defense is just dogs. Full of dogs. I mean, it starts from the top. Hell of a coach with Vic, and literally every single one of our assistant coaches is going to be. It's cool when you look at like going to the facility and you walk around and you see like pictures. There's like I don't know if it was like 2002 or 2001, and you see like 5 head coaches in there with Andy Reid. And there's a lot of guys on our defense side, offense side also too. But speaking about defense right now, who I can literally see, being play callers or head coaches one day. So they did an unbelievable job, and we're going to need them to continue to do a great job. throughout the stretch of the season. And we know offense, we got to continue to do what we need to do to finish games and win.
What changed offensively for you guys in the second half?
I think we kind of went back to a consistent theme of playing really well one half and not well the other half, not putting a full game together. And obviously, we know we got to get better at that. It's a lot easier to get better from than when it's a win. But personally, I feel like it was like 6 minutes left. We want to kind of end the game with the ball in your hands, and we didn't do that, and I didn't do that. So I'll take responsibility for that.
Despite all the progress you guys made in the run game the last month, if you were not to play next week, would you feel, despite just one bad half, good about where the run game is heading into the postseason?
I'm going to do whatever Nick says, to be honest. But I got nothing but confidence and belief in our coaches and our guys up front. And just keep coming in, working my tail off to make plays for us.
Did they do anything differently in the second half defensively?
Just to add quickly some context there about how he said we needed to generate some more offense. The Eagles finished the game with 190 total yards on offense, which is their fewest in the win since 2003. Wow.
Yeah, and look, they have a new play caller in Kevin Patullo. So it's taken him a while, this whole year, to figure out. You have so many players on offense. You have the runner, you have A.J. Brown, you have Goddard, you have Smith. How do you feed all these guys, right? And that's the flow of the offense, along with Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, right? So I think it's been something that they have dealt with all year. It goes in peaks and valleys. Sometimes the first half or the second half, they're really good. They need a complete game. And I think Kevin has learned a lot about these players. He's probably learned a lot about himself when you call plays. It's easy to say we should have done it today. Everybody can criticize, but it's difficult. He's sitting in a tough seat in the fact that this team is propelled to, win championships and all that. It's the first time him being a coordinator at this level. So I just think this team has enough talent on both sides of the ball that they weren't the team they were last year. Right. Okay. You can anticipate that. What happened to them last year? It's hard to repeat. You're everybody's big game.
Yeah.
Everybody gets up to play you, like the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody gets up to play the Kansas City Chiefs. You're the biggest game on their schedule. Those guys always go to the Super Bowl. They're always in the playoffs.
You're circling that in the calendar.
That's exactly right.
The difference is for Philadelphia, they know how to win.
They do.
Did it last year, and they're finding ways. You can say whatever, not running the football well, not throwing to A.J. Brown, not doing this, but yet they're squeaking out wins, and they're sitting there at possibly the number 2 seed in the NFC. Nick Sirianni gets